Bitcoin easily gets to 100 this year, and probably is 150 plus by March before it corrects again, and then we finish the year after a larger correction with a very strong rally into the end. So that's how I think it plays out.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Raoul Pal discusses Bitcoin and crypto. Bitcoin has achieved a significant milestone, exceeding the $99,000 threshold for the first time, indicating the ongoing bullish trend within the cryptocurrency market. Despite a minor pullback that has positioned Bitcoin slightly above $98,000 currently, experts maintain a positive outlook, forecasting a movement towards six-digit price levels as the overall cryptocurrency market strengthens. Raoul Pal, founder and CEO of Real Vision and a former Goldman Sachs executive, has provided essential insights for investors maneuvering through what he refers to as the banana zone of the market, a period characterized by significant volatility and potential for substantial growth opportunities. To optimize opportunities while managing risks, it is recommended to steer clear of FOMO, fear of missing out, as pursuing price fluctuations may result in expensive errors. It is advisable to steer clear of leverage, considering the increased volatility present during this period. Pal recommends concentrating on leading cryptocurrencies that exhibit robust fundamentals, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, to establish core positions while minimizing over-diversification, as it may diminish potential returns. He emphasizes the critical role of self-custody in protecting assets against risks associated with exchanges. High-risk speculative investments, commonly referred to as degen bets, ought to be limited to a maximum of 10% of an investor's overall portfolio. He highlights the necessity of adopting a macro perspective amidst market volatility, ensuring that investors remain focused on the industry's long-term prospects instead of being influenced by transient fluctuations. The current valuation of the cryptocurrency market stands at slightly above $3 trillion, with forecasts indicating significant potential for exponential growth. Pal anticipates that the market may grow to a range of $12, $25 trillion over the next year, while projections for the longer term indicate valuations could reach between $50 and $100 trillion by 2030. This significant growth indicates a rising trend in institutional adoption, advancements in technology, and the potential impact of cryptocurrencies on global financial systems. This presents a unique opportunity for investors to engage in a significant transformation within the market landscape. Nonetheless, advancing requires meticulous planning and a commitment to robust investment strategies to effectively leverage the opportunities presented by this unique market transformation. And lots of things Raoul Pal discusses, so please watch the video to end, and share this video, and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance. Thanks.
I mean, I try not to give price projections, and I know you always pin them out of me, but the point being is, we're very public on social media, and it's just people pin their hopes and dreams on a number you give them. But my general thesis is we will rally into year end. We will correct at some point. There's a bunch of hedge funds and RAAs and others who are into this who will need to take a bit of profits into year end. I think we'll get a bit of a shakeout, global liquidity slowing down somewhat, and then we should reaccelerate into the end of tax season. So my view is Bitcoin easily gets to 100 this year, and probably is 150 plus by March before it corrects again, and then we finish the year after a larger correction with a very strong rally into the end. So that's how I think it plays out probabilistically.
So when you say a correction, we're at 150, it corrects back to 80?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe less. Maybe a 30% correction, so back down to 100. Kind of makes sense to me.
Right.
And it'll feel miserable, and people will say, has the cycle peaked, and all of that noise.
Right.
And then usually we end the second year after the presidential election cycle very strong, and then it peaks out sometime there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
And so,
okay. So,
if I give a range of targets as opposed to pinpointing a target, worst
okay.
case is 150. My base case is 250. And in an obscene bull market, because everybody's buying, driven by a change of regulation, then it could go as high as 450.
Okay, let's go to Solana. I want to ask you the same questions related to Solana because I know you're a bull there.
Yeah, so I think Solana finishes this year closer to 400 than it is to 200. So I think we've got
this year, 6 weeks ago.
Maybe 350. I mean, it's a higher beta asset, so it should do better.
Okay.
So I expect that to happen. I think, again, it follows the same kind of price path as Bitcoin, but it should outperform all of the way. It's been in this consolidation versus Bitcoin, sideways consolidation. The next leg should be altcoin season, and Solana should be the king of the major alts. So I'm kind of expecting Solana from here to probably get to over 1,000, 1250, something like that.
All right, last one, Ethereum.
Ethereum has been a laggard. I think it plays some catch up. I think it outperforms Bitcoin going forwards for a bit because, if we sit back and look at what the regulatory changes might be, that is the platform upon which most of the institutions will start doing stuff. It's the Microsoft decision. Every bank has Microsoft computers, not Apple computers. So I think that Ethereum actually does better than most people expect going into the end of the year. Again, same price pattern, outperforms Bitcoin, Solana outperforms Ethereum. So it's the risk curve.
The reflexive nature of Bitcoin intensifies effects of ETF options on market dynamics. Bitcoin is solidifying its status as the most reflexive asset within the current financial landscape. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has recently sanctioned options trading for Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs, which serves as a significant catalyst for market dynamics. This development leverages the significant introduction of spot Bitcoin ETFs, which have successfully drawn unprecedented inflows. BlackRock and Fidelity each attracted $3 billion in their inaugural month, highlighting significant investor demand. The implementation of options trading on Bitcoin ETFs has the potential to significantly improve market liquidity and influence price dynamics. Utilizing George Soros's concept of reflexivity, which posits that the perceptions of market participants can shape reality in a continuous feedback loop, Bitcoin serves as a prime example of this phenomenon, standing out among other assets. As prices escalate, heightened interest attracts additional investment, thereby driving further price growth. The significance of reflexivity in Bitcoin. The distinctive status of Bitcoin arises from its limited supply, which is restricted to 21 million coins. In contrast to conventional assets or gold, Bitcoin exhibits an absolute scarcity that serves as the foundation of its intrinsic value. The reflexive nature of Bitcoin has faced scrutiny from prominent investors such as Warren Buffett and Jamie Dimon, who contend that it does not possess intrinsic value. However, the limited supply, coupled with its reactive market behavior, positions Bitcoin as not only volatile but also highly valuable according to its advocates. The gamma squeeze effect refers to a market phenomenon where a rapid increase in the price of an underlying asset leads to significant buying activity in options, which in turn drives the price even higher. This creates a feedback loop that can amplify price movements and increase volatility in the market. The incorporation of options trading enhances the reflexive nature of Bitcoin. Options provide a mechanism for investors to engage in speculation regarding future price movements, with call options indicating a bullish outlook. The actions of market makers in selling these options necessitate a hedging strategy, which involves acquiring the underlying asset, either Bitcoin or Bitcoin ETFs, thereby amplifying demand in the market. This hedging strategy has the potential to initiate a gamma squeeze, creating a feedback loop that amplifies price escalations. As Bitcoin prices increase, option sellers are compelled to make purchases, thereby strengthening upward momentum and contributing to increased volatility. Potential gains and challenges. Historically, Bitcoin's volatility has diminished as adoption has increased. However, the recent introduction of ETF options could potentially lead to a short-term reversal of this trend. Increased volatility presents potential for substantial profits alongside the possibility of greater losses. This phase signifies a critical point for investors, where the opportunity for significant returns must be weighed against the imperative of maintaining disciplined risk management practices. The interplay of Bitcoin's reflexive dynamics and the development of the ETF options market indicates a significant evolution for the asset class. The outcome regarding sustainable growth versus increased risk hinges on the market's ability to manage the current levels of liquidity and volatility effectively. Let's back to the Raoul Pal interview.
Thing for people to take. We all complain. Every time we go to a restaurant, you go to the supermarket, you're like, really? Is this the prices I'm paying these days? And people haven't made that back. And the one reason we haven't really made it back is the business cycle. So if we look at the ISM survey, the Institute of Supply Managers survey, which is the guide to the global business cycle, it's actually been below 50, which means it's in sort of contraction for the longest period in history now, I think. So there's something going on with the economy, and I think it's because the Fed took so long to cut rates, because they were fighting the inflation demon of the past. They took too long, and that's kept a bulk of the economy slow. So if you translate that to the ordinary person, if you're running a sandwich shop in Manhattan, or you're running a dry cleaners in Chicago, you're not seeing the money come in yet. You're not seeing growth, your business grow. Now, the forward-looking indicators suggest we will get that and we'll get strong growth coming forwards. But really, to get that business cycle turning, we still need the Fed to cut. I think he probably would. If he'd say, what was the one thing he didn't need that probably lost him the election? It was the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Right.
Because that was put the last leg of prices higher.
Right.
I think
oil prices too, right?
Oil prices and food prices because of the disruptions to the supply chain that came from all of that, because of everything from Russian fertilizers through to natural gas. So I think if he would look back and say, what really went wrong in an economy that was doing decently well, it was that, and that led the Fed to keep rates higher than normally would have done. And that's what really cost him a lot of the election. So on the right side, I think freeing up of the economy, if he does fulfill the role that some people expect him to do, which is the Reagan-style deregulation, freeing up of the economy, bringing back kind of industry back to the US and allowing technology to move forward and crypto to move forward, you're going to potentially reignite the US economy. The flip side is there's a big debate about tariffs. Are they going to be inflationary? The other issue people don't realize is tariffs plus reduced deficit spending means less dollars in the global system, means a strong dollar, which slows down world growth and creates other problems. So I think if there's anything, it's on that side. It's on, his policies that he talks about now are very, very strong dollar, and strong dollar generally slows world growth pretty badly. And that could screw things up. So let's wait and see. But it means that the US can't export so easily if that's the case, obviously.
Bitcoin has achieved a new all-time high of $98,218, reflecting a 6% increase in value over the last 24 hours. The recent rally was supported by an increase in trading activity and a general momentum within the Bitcoin ecosystem, which encompasses traditional finance equities and investment vehicles that are directly or indirectly linked to Bitcoin's price movements. Primary factors influencing the surge. Eric Balchunas, a senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg, indicated that trading volumes for Bitcoin-linked equities surpassed $50 billion, marking a new record. At the heart of this trading activity was MicroStrategy, MSTR, which generated an impressive $32 billion in trading volume on November 20th, eclipsing major players such as Tesla, TSLA, and Nvidia, NVDA, for the first time in several years. MicroStrategy experienced a significant increase in trading activity after revealing its acquisition of $1.6 billion in Bitcoin on November 18th, which raised its total holdings to an impressive 331,000 BTC. Market analysts, such as Charles Edwards from Capriole Fund, anticipate that MicroStrategy could acquire an extra $3 billion in Bitcoin prior to November 22nd, thereby reinforcing its status as a significant institutional participant in the Bitcoin market. Analysis of ETF market trends. The recent rally has been significantly influenced by Bitcoin ETFs. On November 20th, spot ETFs experienced net positive inflows amounting to $773 million, resulting in total weekly inflows reaching $1.85 billion. This indicates a notable change in market sentiment as institutional investors persist in directing capital towards Bitcoin ETFs, thereby enhancing Bitcoin's integration within the conventional financial framework. The expanding impact of the Bitcoin industrial ecosystem. The term Bitcoin industrial complex refers to the comprehensive network of Bitcoin-related stocks, miners, ETFs, and various investment instruments that are interlinked within the market. Entities such as Coinbase, Bitcoin miners, and MicroStrategy not only capitalize on Bitcoin's price movements, but also enhance them by drawing substantial capital investments. The interdependent dynamics between Bitcoin prices and these equities have established a feedback mechanism, propelling interest and liquidity to record heights. Market forecast. As Bitcoin nears the $100,000 threshold, its incorporation into traditional finance is becoming increasingly pronounced. The surge in institutional interest, coupled with elevated trading volumes and unprecedented inflows into Bitcoin ETFs, indicates a strong potential for continued growth in the cryptocurrency market. Investors must exercise caution regarding potential volatility, as swift price escalations frequently lead to corrections. The upcoming days are poised to be pivotal as MicroStrategy's potential acquisitions and ongoing ETF inflows are expected to influence Bitcoin's direction while it approaches the significant six-figure threshold. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance, and we will meet in next video. Thanks.